Alright, good afternoon. With me I have Brexton and Kinsley working on Breck's Redcat Racing Everest 10 Gen 7. Problem is the lockers, factory lockers are stripped. See that wheel shouldn't move like that. They should be locked like this where you shouldn't be able to move the truck at all. Or the truck should have to move when you move the tires. This one spins freely, so there's something wrong with that. So but front and back both have an issue, so I bought these off Amazon. They're not. They were like $11 each and $23. Obviously made in China, so we'll see if these balloon lockers fix the problem. I saw some reviews where these things from the factory, stock ones, strip out very easily. Again, probably Redcat's way of making more money. Hopefully the axles are fine. I know some guys glue the axles into the plastic hub, but I figure we'll try this time around and see if this works. So let's give it a go. First thing, I'll make this up as I go along, so if we mess up, apologize. Take the wheels off. We're into the back axle first. That's a little easier to do. Those things go. Okay, pull off. So wheels off. This will be our jack stand, the Play-Doh. I'm guessing next we may pull this guy off. Okay, with a 7/32. So just hold that. Guess we take knuckles off. Guess we take knuckles off. Make that part straight away. There's two felt-out screws, one on the front, one on the back of these knuckles. Slides straight out. Looks like. Okay. Knuckles off. Same thing on this side. Go ahead. Want to talk about how much you like this truck? Want to say how you like it and how good it is? Go ahead, one more here. You like this truck?
Yeah, but I don't know about that.
Okay. It's your birthday gift last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then there's another year, and then 2 years before I got this one, I got a Redcat something.
Redcat Racing Volcano, which is a good entry vehicle, buggy, but
I had to replace like the motor a lot of times.
yeah, it's the brushed version, and that motor's junk. I'll tell you what. So I find Redcat to be a decent value for introduction, sort of hobby grade RC vehicles. Okay, so next, we'll pull off these front 4 screws. Show you on the power tool here. We made this video a little shorter.
You get that thing off, don't you have to do that? Do that?
We'll see.
Oh yeah, because you're attached.
I'm getting a power drill. Okay, we're back. Obviously, we're not going to tighten these screws with this tool, but it can expedite the process of taking this off. I'm all about it. Okay. Front cover comes off. Okay. In here, our axle's here, and there's a locker there. It's plastic inside there, so the axles really fit in there, and that's where it strips out. So, what we'll do, pull this out. Axle comes out. The axle looks good. It's not rounded off at all. That side, we're going to try and keep the parts oriented correctly. Left side as well, looks okay. Guess we have to reuse the bearings from this. It's right on there, okay. Hopefully you saw that in the video. Get a Okay, so here's the bearing. It didn't slide off as easy as the other one, so let's see if we can. Okay, so what I did is I just grabbed a razor blade and just worked it a little bit up. It's plastic part, so the inside race is pressed on here a little bit. Very light press. One thing to note, this is greased. The gears are greased, so we're going to have to put some grease on the new part.
Do I need to get some oil? Or grease? I'm going to grab a grease and put it on there.
Okay, it looks about the same. Same diameter. So, we're off to a good start. Let's get a little grease. We'll put some grease on this locker. And then let's put it all together. Let's make sure the axles fit in here. Okay, axles fit in correctly. Okay. Back with some grease, probably a little more heavy duty than be needed. I don't know how much goes on here, but there's still grease inside that area for the pinion gear. So again, if I'm using too much or too little, don't really know. But should be enough. Okay, so this axle was this side. Side's right in there. I think we need grease on there, but I also don't think it can hurt. Okay. There's the locker, and the axles. Ready to go back in to the housing. The bearings lined up. Okay. Send home. Again, very, not going to apply torque, don't worry. Just bring it tight. Now, okay, I didn't notice this when I pulled it apart, but these stabilizers, whatever they're called, they actually, the screws here are threaded into that, so to make sure the screw holes are aligned and they go into this here the top screws are longer because they have to go through this dog bone or whatever it's called right there. Bottom 2 screws a little shorter. Again, I'm not torquing it in with the impact driver, I'm just speeding up the process. And I'll use a nice light hand torque with the screwdriver. These are all plastic components. Okay. That's about right. The right knuckle slides back over. That kind of captures the plastic housing as well. You'll have to rotate the hub here to line up with the grooves for the notches. Okay, so the key here is there are notches in the plastic hub also that have to go around the axle. So we put that on, make sure everything's aligned in there correctly. We'll put these 2 screws back in, which I'm not going to make you watch. Okay. Again, this hub, if you look in here, I don't know if you can see it. No, not with that light. There's notches in the housing right here, so make sure when you're pushing it on, you line up that with the notches that are in the axle. So that went together much easier than the last one. And then put the 2 screws back in here, which I'm not going to show. Okay, back to the last step, one of the last steps. Put these cross members back through using this nut on the bottom to capture that assembly. If you have 4-wheel steering, obviously it'd be different back here, but we have not installed 4-wheel steering or a secondary servo on the back for this, so it's stock. So we got on the redcat Volcano, and that got broken a bunch. You know, it was a bit fast to be learning on, and so we were breaking different parts. And this is a very slow machine, but the kids can have lots of fun with it, making obstacles and climbing walls, and there goes that nut. Okay, found the nut on the floor. Okay. Throw the wheels back on. Obviously the wheels have a hex in there which lock into hex on there, and then the nuts that came off, put those back on. So get these nuts on, then we'll check and make sure that we are locked. Pretty obvious right away, so we'll see if this is slipping or if it's locked into the other axle and the engine or the drive shaft. Again, bone stock. I think this thing could be lowered, and I think some more weight added down low because it's really top heavy. Okay, so this one was locked before. Again, that's moving the drive shaft. This one here was the one that was loose, and that's now moving the drive shaft as well. So, boom, fixed. That was maybe 5 minutes, right? So we'll pause here, and then we'll do the other side. Okay. Okay, front axle, as you can see again, this side spins independently, this side drives the drive shaft. So I'll pull off the wheels here off camera. So I think with this, all I need to do is take off this cross beam here, whatever it's called, with these two screws again, leave the servo attached, and take off the knuckles, and we'll go from there. Hopefully that works. We'll see. Jack stand. Take off the screw from the servo side. Just move that thing on this time. This is the one part that's actually broken the truck so far, minus these lockers, was this servo arm. Again, it wasn't a big hit, it was just we drove over some obstacles and just snapped. So I get it. These companies want to make money in aftermarket sales to beef up. So everything's kind of designed to break. And they want you to buy aluminum parts to replace which are stronger, and then the next week it's linking the chain with a design break. I get it, it's annoying. So that's probably where they make more of their money is aftermarket parts rather than on the sale and cost of these. So, okay, get that together. And these back screws on the knuckles here aren't too hard to get to. What they do slightly interfere with the screws on some of the cross members or arms. I'm not even sure what to call this. I'm not a rock crawler guy. I'm sure there's correct terminology I'm screwing up left and right in this video, but feel free to correct me in the comment section. Behind me, back to the building, of course, you hear some noise to test this thing out. So again, you take this thing off, you got to rotate the knuckle around so it lines up with the axle grooves in there. So if it's stuck, just try rotating around a little bit, and eventually it'll slide out once it hits those grooves. Okay, what we're going to try is leaving the servo on. We'll just be cognizant of the wires, and pull this thing out, not to stress those. I got to use a power tool to get these out. Sure this is going to work or not. The servo may be connecting and bridging these two items right here. Yeah. Okay, give me a second. I'll figure out what to do. Alright, well, looks like I'm pulling the servo off. Okay, so there are two screws under the servo, right here and right here. They're at a weird angle, so I was trying to avoid taking them off, but you can get a Phillips head screwdriver up underneath there. Looks like it's releasing the servo from this plate, which should solve our problem. Just make sure you push in as you're unthreading this part so you don't start rounding off this Phillips head screw. On the floor, perfect. Right where I wanted it. Now, servo's off, out of the way. Now I gotta pull these three screws out right here. So, actually just the one screw in the front, in the back, sorry. It's a little more complicated than the back. If you have four-wheel steering, I guess you have to go through this on both axles. There it is, that's how it comes out. Try again. Turn the heater off, buddy. That's my Resner makeup heater making the noise in the background. It's kind of stuck in there, and the left side came out nice and easy. Okay, I had to twist and pry that axle out a little bit. I'm sure that means this bearing's going to be stuck on here even worse than the last one. Well, it's coming out. Okay, bearing came off. As you can see, the inside of that is not oblong, it's pretty much round, and that's why it's not locking. Again, the axles will touch each other in the middle, so as you push one side, they meet right in the middle. Okay, the outer bearings in their location. Of course, my hands are all greasy. Try not to cross thread even though it's plastic, so it would be fine most likely. Okay. So use that plate up top to kind of lock that in. Bottom two screws can go in. No, we've got the top two. Should put the camera over my right shoulder because this is very awkward to be avoiding a camera as well as using my right hand to work. Where's my dominant hand? Okay. Servo. Back just like this. Screws come from the bottom. Now, it's time to put the knuckles on, I guess. Okay. Pause, I'll put those 4 screws back in. Which before that you were probably yelling at your screen. I didn't put these 2 screws in the top. I usually put these in before I put the steering. They call them idler arms, or I'm not sure the term. Okay. It's all back together. Just gotta finish attaching that to the other knuckle over here. Those 4 screws are in now. This part, just have to get this nut in the bottom. Stick the wheels on it, cover, and then we'll show you a test run. This one was locked before, forced it to drive. This one here was slipping. It's also locked now. So, new lockers. Hopefully the axles don't wear out next. But as of now, that's fixed, and we'll get the cover on it and get it running in a video for you. And one last part. Empty parts tray, always key when you're working on something. So, didn't lose anything. One other thing I had to fix was this cover is so cheap and thin. It broke almost instantly just with a few rollovers. So, what I did was took a paint stirrer, glued it to the inside, and then just drilled holes where the outside holes were. So, you know, that's what I did to fix it. But I hear people like duct taping everything. That works as well, or clear tape, packing tape, but that's how I did it. Okay, and as promised, here's a test run. Try it out, Brett, see how it works. Climbing over a... Oh, crashed! Start over again. All right, take 2. Water against a tough obstacle. Uh-oh, turn right. All right, leave it there, see if you can go straight over top of it now. He did get over the water gun before, did a practice run before turning the video on. Oh boy. All right, what do you say? Pretty cool? Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you if you have to replace the lockers. Stock lockers are junk. And again, $20 and maybe 15 minutes of time. Got this back in running shape with all 4 tires turning. Have a good one. All right, another demo. Climbing some steps.
I can never make it up.
There we go, 9-year-old driver. Gotta ease back, but don't be herky-jerky with it, okay? All right, good job. Bring it back down the steps now. Or smooth. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, right? Good. Alright. Go max speed. Show max speed real quick. It's very... That's it. That's as fast as it goes with the current NIMH or NiCad battery and stock gearing. Alright, thanks for watching.